Yeah. So welcome to our podcast session for today. So now I have a very special guest here, my friend. Can you introduce to the audience, like what's your name, what you doing?
Hi, my name is Stanley. My friends call me Pudding, and I'm an computer engineer right now. And my job is just doing programming in the office. And I used to have a podcast channel, but it's already ended. So, and Luke asked me to do his assignment to help him. And I said,
Yeah,
it's
okay.
all right, okay.
Yeah.
it's okay.
So for today's session, we'll be discussing technology in games. I know
Yeah.
you're a very enthusiastic gamer.
Oh yeah. So there's one time I have a conversation. I was a conversation online with other guys,
Yeah.
and the guys just says, "Who make you have any How dare you to talk about the games because I was discussing something about DEI stuff,
Yeah.
right? And he says, Who makes you can talk about this? Let's compare our Steam library, right?
Yeah.
And I just post my Steam library. I got have almost 500 games,
Yeah.
right? And I just post my ID and 500 games, and
Jeez, that's a long.
and the other guys didn't reply because I have
But considering you're a computer engineer,
Yeah.
is that games the reason why you get yourself in the technology scene?
Actually, it is, but because I like to play games, right? And I like something about game design,
Yeah.
game mechanics,
Yeah.
and when I learned a computer science.
Yes.
I think it is in middle school,
Yeah.
in junior high, junior school, and it's completely different from gaming. It's completely different.
Oh.
So yes, I go to computer science because of games, but
Yeah.
it's completely different. So I will say that if you want to learn studying computer science because you play games, that might be a choice. You can try it, but it may not be what you think. It's very, very different.
Yeah.
It's more like math. Yeah, it's more like math
Yeah.
or physics because you have to know a lot of logical stuff. You have to know how computer work. You have to know how do you write computer language.
Oh.
Yeah, I think it's totally different. But yeah, you can say that because gaming, so I learned computer science.
And do you think that, as you said, computer science helped you, understand more about the logical side, how games are built?
Yeah.
Do you think that thing helps you understand the mechanic of games more professionally?
Oh yeah, because my favorite type of game is strategy and
Okay.
roguelike stuff. And yeah, those type of games are you have to learn the game's mechanics things to win, right?
Yeah.
To win the game, to defeat the boss. I enjoy the time I study
Oh.
the game's mechanics.
Oh, that's one.
Yeah, so I was just so my next move, I can deal how much damage, and the enemy will deal how much damage, and I can move how many blocks forward,
Oh.
backward,
Oh, yeah.
to left, to the right.
Yeah.
And I really enjoy the process of thinking. So
Oh.
I also, if I'm not playing video games, I also like to play card games.
Card games.
Yeah,
Oh.
card games. So
Okay.
because it's all the same, right? Because you have to know, your deck. You have to know your card, the mechanics of the card. You have to thinking that maybe your opponent will play this card, will play that card. I really enjoy the process of thinking.
Oh,
Yeah.
so in other words, you think studying logical field, computer science, and then requires a lot of thinking to help you
Yeah.
get better at games. So
Yeah.
that's a very interesting part. All right, for the next question,
Yeah.
I think for now we're living in the age of AI, and what do you think about the relationship between modern technology, AI of some sort, and the evolution of gaming?
So for AI, I play a lot of indie games.
Indie
right?
games, okay.
So when I surfing online, I use Threads, and I saw one game developer, and he just posted a Threads says that he used AI to help make his games, right? So I think it's more easy for people who want to make their own games, and they use AI to learn how to programming, how to maybe because I think games is a very very hard. I would say arts. For me, games is arts, like the ninth art. Do you know that?
Oh yeah.
There's a saying that game is the ninth category, the ninth category of arts. Yeah. Because if you want to make a good games, arts, music, how do you play it, the cover, the background, the story, it's all very important, right? One person cannot. I would say it's very very hard to learn all of that and knowing all of them very very well. So having AI to help you, so ask AI to maybe give me some dramatic music, epic music, or smooth music, or maybe you show me some AI maybe arts. I want like a dragon, a warrior, a soldier, and I'm not saying that you have to copy or just use what AI gives it to you. You have to make your own idea inside of it, to change it a little bit, make it your own stuff.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That keep me thinking. Like I read news. I forgot the card name that won the GOTY award for the best indie game.
Bilateral.
Yeah, but Bilateral.
Yeah.
That game is like one man developer.
Oh yeah.
I think as technology develops, like we have more tools
available. So more and more like people they can do their own games. Maybe just on their own. Right. So, but there's another thing I want to discuss is that my friend once asked me, what if I think about the NPC in the games using AI?
Oh,
right.
That's a good thing.
Yeah, but I just asked him about, okay, so if the NPC in the Grand Theft Auto is all AI, and
that would be very immersive.
Yeah, but in that moment, I will feel guilty if I kill all the NPC, right? Do you know what I mean? Because if they have their own like routine, they have a family, they have friends. What's the difference between killing AI and then a real person?
But my only concern is that because AI now is not recognized.
Yeah, I know, and of course, like maybe in these years or now years, we can distinguish by the real person and AI, right? But we can maybe maybe one day, we can't distinguish anymore, right? Because AI is so like well progressed or well made, we can't even tell this person is AI or not. But at that point, we really think that putting AI into every NPC in the games is a good idea? I don't think so. Right? Did you read Sword Art Online?
Yeah, I do. That's my favorite novel.
But like in the novel Sword Art Online, they're like a Alice program, right? Alice project.
Yeah, I know.
And they say that every NPC in that project is an AI. They have their own feeling, own family, own friends. At that point, I will be afraid because I will feel guilty if I do anything like if I'm a Link, I won't steal from others' home, right? Because that's their property. They earn that from work, right? So I think that's another point of view about AI, and I think it's very interesting, and I think everyone should discuss this topic more. Yeah, it's my thoughts.
Yeah, I know the art, Alicization in Sword Art.
Yeah.
Like for outsiders, like if the AI in the game, like except for the players who have to interact with AI and feel like they are like a real person. Yeah, like for outsiders, they don't have that much kind of like emotional connection with the AI and stuff, and they just think that those are just like computer programs, and sequences of some sort. So maybe just the disappearance of one computer program just doesn't mean anything.
But I think that's it's a very hard moral question, right? You have to maybe at that time, maybe some scientists or moralists will like discuss about should we put AI inside the games as NPC or not,
Yeah.
right? Like duplicates in real days, right? We say that hey, we can't duplicate humans
Yeah.
because they will get moral problems.
Yeah.
But I think after maybe few 10 years, 100 years, then maybe we will start discuss about putting AI inside NPC.
I just thinking of like a very like not very good scenario in the future is that they have they apply technology into biological science. Like, they raise the AI, they train the AI. It's like a baby. You train a baby on a computer program, and then they save the data that they train into a biological entity.
Yeah.
Like a real physical person. That is very.
So at that point you can tell who is AI, who's not.
Yeah.
Right. So that's where the guilty comes from.
Yeah.
Right. If you still acting like, maybe like for example like GTA, you're acting like a mem. You will become like a sinner, right?
Yeah, that's completely true. So, for last but not least, I want to ask, like, as a person who works in the tech field, like, do you have any advice for, gamers who want to break into the tech industry? Like, I know that there's a lot of students in my country, Vietnam. They want to stay abroad, like in Taiwan, because Taiwan is like one of the leading countries in terms of tech and AI. And also my friend he talked to me and he said he has the intention to stay abroad in Taiwan for AI program.
Yeah. So I think there are more and more Taiwanese people are making games nowadays.
Yeah.
Right. So like we have like an exhibition called G8 exhibition, and the G8 exhibition is about like indie game developers to like maybe debut their own games on the exhibition, right? So if you want to make yourself your own games, that might be a good start, right? And if you're saying like, okay, I want to maybe join gaming industry, but maybe not making your own games, like technology stuff, right? So there's one video I saw just last night. Like there's a person who can't move his arm and legs, right? He just laying on his bed, and he's playing Apex Legend with his mouth.
What? Oh, I mean that kind of story is not very rare because I've seen I've seen people like
so I will say that accessibility is more and more important in gaming industry right now because you want more people to play games, right? Because they also have right to enjoy video games. But if I can't talk, how may I play like a mission with my teammates in World of Warcraft, for example, right? So like I used to play a game called Destiny 2.
Yeah.
And the Destiny game teams, they develop a tool that you press the button to tell where's the boss, where to shoot, and you don't have to speak anymore. And that is for people who can't talk, right? So I think accessibility is much more important than ever before, right? For people who have maybe eye disease, you can't see certain colors, right? Or maybe you can't hear, there are always a way for you to play games. So I think this is the next things. If you want to join game industry, you can maybe start from here, right? Because I think every games need someone like you to make their game more accessible, right? So that is one way to like join like gaming industry.
Oh yeah.
Yes, that's my thoughts.
And aside from like those who work in the tech field, maybe someone works in another field, like for example, like psychology, for some sort. Do you think they can some sort follow their like passion for games?
Yeah, of course, because there are many different types of games, right? We have games about dinosaurs. We have games about psychology, mental illness, right? We have game about like racing cars, right? So, like I said before, game is not just one stuff, right? We have to know the backstory, you have to know music, you have to know arts, right? So, I think that's why games are so beautiful, because you gather those different people from different fields, and with their hard work together, then we can have a game like Baldur's Gate 3. We have the games like World of Warcraft. We have the games like Elden Ring, right? Because maybe like historian, maybe like the say psychologist, or maybe someone who learned geographic. Yes, all of them work together. They can make one magnificent game.
Oh yeah, that's what I keep thinking about the Black Myth Wukong. Like Like they kind of like they build their map so realistically. To like the real life destinations. Like
yes, of course.
Yeah. So that's a very interesting question, because I keep thinking that, because as you said before, like game is like the second, it's like the ninth form of art. Game is like, it's a reflective image of many people.
Yes, of course, because
their vision.
Because
the world.
If you ask, say like music, you have to know how to play instruments to make music, right? But game is like a whole different level. You can just if you are passionate with games, you can give your own suggestion in your own field to like make the game more realistic, make the game more accessible, or make the game feel more alive. So I think, hey, if you have passion in games, and no matter which field you're in or which major you learn, I think it's we all need you to join, like how to help us to make game better, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
And that's it for today's podcast session. I hope Stanley can provide you some, very meaningful insights for those who are interested in games and technology.
All right, go play game, don't do assignments.
Okay, so I think that's the end for this podcast, and I hope you like the video and give a subscribe if you want. So,
subscribe?
Yeah.
What? I turn on the notification.
Okay, see you next time.
All right, see you next time.
See you next